to take it off of unlisted because I just did almost a couple of minutes just now going live, but it was unlisted, so nobody could get in. But anyway, happy Sunday, everybody, Watch family. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm already thanking you guys before you even get the notification and come in. But if you're watching this on a replay too, of course, I thank you guys very much. It's Sunday vibes. We got the Knicks game going on in about half an hour, so I figured I'd just come on here and just see if anybody's available to pop in. But we got a lot of exciting things to talk about, man. We got a lot of things that I've been working on. I mean, I did this already on last live, which I also forgot to take it off of unlisted. So I was wondering why nobody was coming in, but that was the reason why. But anyway, first and foremost, as my man JJ would say, I want to thank everybody, especially the new subscribers that popped in this month. And you guys have been nothing but supportive. So first and foremost, I want to thank you guys for all the love and support. And I've heard nothing but positive things about the channel. A lot of people said that they got a very casual, laid back type of feel from my YouTube videos. And that's exactly what I want to come across. Obviously, I want it to be very cleaned up and, as professional as I can be with my videos. But a lot of people said that it's still, very laid back. And that's exactly the vibe I wanted to go with Talking Watches. So, again, nothing but love and support. And I really appreciate you guys for saying all the kind things. Now, if you guys are watching my videos from week to week, let me know, man. Let me know the content that you guys want to see. Let me know how I can improve. I welcome any criticism at all just to get better as we go along. But, we've been doing some good progress. But anyway, guys, first things first, wristwatch check. And today on a Sunday, I've got, let me take it off the wrist actually so you guys can get a better view of it. I've got my Casio AE 1200, of course modded because, if it ain't modded, it ain't right for me. But right now we're rocking the Casio 8. Now, with this mod, I don't know, you guys probably heard me say it before in the past, but, I did the modification as far as what is it called? Hang on now. The film on it. I changed it to a negative display. It comes in a positive, and then I put color in here. So like that's a positive display in that little window. And I wanted a gold watch, man. I wanted something. So originally I wanted a Casio gold watch, but if you look at all the affordable Casios, they're smaller in size, and my wrist is a little bit bigger than average. So what I came to found to get around that is just get the AE 1200. If you get the 1300, the 1600, it doesn't matter. They're all the same size. They look a little different, but I was able to get the gold plated case from Skimmy, and this is like a Frankenstein build from that because they are the only ones that had that kind of gold tone to it. So I was able to get the kind of mod that I wanted. I mean, I made some mistakes along the way trying to remove the wording on there, and we learned, but I have ideas for it. This is gonna go on an SKX mod case, all gold. So like that, I can really, and it's gonna be like a really shiny gold to it. And I knew already that I wanted to put like a red leather strap. And Vario, man, Vario has fantastic straps and actually watches, which I wasn't even, I'll be honest with you guys, I wasn't even aware of as many videos. I mean, I think I probably watched videos of Vario watches and it just didn't register in my brain. So, the point is that I reached out to them, man, because I had this strap that I wanted to purchase. So with that, I decided that, hey, listen, while I'm reaching out to them, let me see if they're willing to collab on some watches or straps. And I believe the gentleman's name is Ivan, and I believe he's the owner of the company. He responded to me the first day that I contacted him, and he said absolutely. He gave me a gift card to get some straps. So you guys are going to see some content very soon on some Vario straps, and that's exactly what this is on. If you guys see here, I think it's upside down. There we go. And of course it's backwards for me. So I learned that later on when I watched the video. I said that the words are backwards, but it's actually straight for you guys. But yeah, man, it looks pretty good and it's almost complete. I just want to go to get that SKX modded case for it to really complete this. And then I've got some more Vario straps coming in for that collab. So I got some videos that I want to do. So I'm going to do content with the Vario straps, just focusing on them. I mean, when speaking with him, he said, just a mention in the video is fine, but I really want to focus on the Vario straps because I think that they're just a home run. They're good quality and they really, take the watches to the next level. And they did a phenomenal job integrating this for the AE 1200, 1300, and 1600. As you guys can see, it's 18 over here. And then I think it flares out to a 24, then goes down to a 22. But I think it looks magnificent, man. This is, again, remember, guys, if you're looking at this build, it's more of like a Frankenstein because it has this skimmy case on it. I actually put the Casio case back on it because it was more of the Casio modular in there, and then the faceplate is also Casio. So I wanted to keep it as much Casio as I can, but keep in mind that this casing on here is actually from Skimmy because they're the only one that had it for the time for an affordable rate. It was like $20. Ripsaw Joe, what's up, brother man? How are you? How's your Sunday, man? What you got on the wrist? Um, so yeah, I think that when I mod it with the SKX mod, it's going to be a complete mod for what I wanted out of it, and that was just a Casio gold-plated watch altogether. So I'm excited to complete that. I'm excited to do the video on the Vario straps, and then you know we're that's how we're going to start off the relationship with them. I'm looking to get on their list of creators to get any watches that they want to promote, and that's exactly what I've been doing, man. I've been reaching out to a couple of companies just to see if I could touch and feel their watches, create a video, and bring you guys some more content with review style. But again, sticking to that more casual, laid back type of vibe and everything else. And I just finished the Venturina from Vinicianico. So that's coming out Friday. Super excited about that video. I think that I took it a little bit to the next level with the quality of the content and the videoing on that. So that should be really good, man. I also um, got my first San Martin. They had a watch that is a newer kind of release, summertime vibes, and I've been looking at to get San Martin for a long time, man. They're a phenomenal Chinese brand, and what makes them really good is, I mean, I think you guys know by now, is their finishing. And over the years, they've really stepped up their game. It's been so much content out there comparing them to even higher brands as far as their finishing goes. Now, as you guys know, they're more of starting as a homage company, but they have some watches that are original designs. And I don't know if you guys know this, but they actually are making a separate sister company, and this is San Martin, making a sister company that is going to be an independent brand, and it's going to be all original design. So I think San Martin is making the right move as far as it goes, doing that, because obviously, if you're making cases and you're making finishing, product to that level, why not open up a new vein and go after the market for guys that are looking for original pieces? That, I mean, that's what we look for when we look for independent brands, is value. And they had the value, but they were too close to the hip when it comes to homages. So, them making their own independent brand altogether is just a smart play. I have an Invicta. Of course, you got an Invicta on, Joe. Gladiator limited edition movement. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, bro. That's a beautiful watch. I'm sure. But yeah, so I also, so with Sam Martin's independent brand, I also reached out to them too. We're in communication back and forth as far as that goes. And I got a couple of watches in my collection that I could do full reviews on, maybe like a year on the wrist and how it's holding up. So, some ideas with that. But yes, for the most part, it's just been a heavy focus on reviews. Now, that with that being said, I'm noticing that producing content for reviews takes some time, and there's a good reason why people are taking only 5 minutes to make their review videos, because editing it, man, a 5 minute could take 2 hours of editing time. So that's okay, because I still want to put together as well polished content as I can for the reviews, because I'm really excited about a lot of the watches that I talk about, and just keep continuing to learn how to progress with that. Roland, what's up, brother? Roland's in the building. He's got, I'm doing good, man. I'm feeling blessed, to be honest with you, Roland. It's an exciting time to be an enthusiast. And I talked about this with Trap in his lives, and he actually brought it up, man. It really is exciting right now to be a watch collector, to be a watch enthusiast. There's so many things that you could dive into. There's so much evolution that have, mainly sad to say from COVID, but a lot of people turn to a new kind of hobby or collecting or whatever the case may be. And watches have had a lot of explosion over the last years. And mainly, there's been a lot of evolution in the independent brand sector, in the affordable watch sector. Um, and it's really an exciting time. You're seeing a lot of young enthusiasts, man. Like you have Omega, or rather, you have Swatch that came out with the collab. That was an attention grab for the younger generation to try to generate more, focus on getting in the watch game. And not for nothing, you're also seeing a lot of progression, and bringing up San Martin was a good point. You're seeing a lot of progression with affordable companies really stepping up their game as far as what they have to offer and what kind of price tag to put with it. You have Tandario, man. I think Tandario is fairly, like, they may have been around longer than, than what I'm talking about, but I feel like they've only been around for like a year or two. And they're bringing automatic watches to you guys for like $50. So anywhere between, like, now starting at 50 to get an NH35 to get a decent watch. I think that, and I've touched and feel a couple of their watches because I bought them to modify, because you're getting pretty much, you're getting it gift wrapped. I mean, if you buy an NH35 movement and you're looking to do a mod, you're already spending about $20 to $30. So their watch complete is 50. So, I mean, everything else is all butter. You're getting the crown, crystal, case back, all that other stuff that would add to the cost. And then at that point, you could swap out the hands, you could swap out the dial and everything else. And that's exactly what I did with the Tandario watches when I was looking to build my own custom mod. I just used that for a couple of builds and pretty much swapped out a few things to make it its own individual. But yeah, man, a lot of companies are just stepping up their game, especially in the automatic sector. And, everybody that was already in the game looks like they're elevating. You have brand new people like Jody, who just opened up their independent brand. Mark's been doing his thing as far as independent brands go. And he's also making, so he also started off kind of like San Martin. I kind of relate um, his watches over at Islander with San Martin, because when he saw the SKX was deteriorating and they really weren't re-releasing something to fully replace it, he actually did that. He gave the upgrades that the enthusiasts want. The ears are open, the eyes are open, and all the independent brands and all the companies are actually listening to us. There's a ton of content now. There's a lot of content creators for watches and watch collecting, and there's a lot of information going back and forth, and a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of excitement. So, it's a beautiful thing, because the floor is open, and I really feel like a lot of companies are listening to us and stepping up their game. Let me catch up on chat. Yeah, I don't need to talk 10K to have a quality. Yeah, Roland, you don't need anywhere near a 10K, budget to get a great quality watch at all, man. It's a misconception if anybody believes that. Now, with 10K, if you're getting a watch like that, opens the door for Rolex if you could get your hands on one, and obviously that's a phenomenal product. But at the end of the day, man, you could spend $200 and get a watch with an NH35, and the parts are going to be well finished, like I said, from San Martin, Islander, all those guys, and it's going to be a Erebus with Jody. The floor is open for a mechanical watch, and you're really getting quality stuff. A lot of guys are doing crazy things with dials, using the Aventurina glass, just giving you plenty of options for sure. Let me see here. Saying what's up, just hanging out, relaxing on a Sunday. Yeah, Rip, just that's it. We're just maxing and relaxing. Wearing an Islander right now. Yeah, man. See, I had that telepathy. What's it called? Telepathic vibes, man. He makes a. I can't. So I'm gonna eventually put. So this is what I want to do. I want to go to this year's wind up fair and buy an Islander straight from Mark, and really, get that experience, get that full experience of pulling up and purchasing a watch and getting to talk to him. Now, with that, like, I got a bunch of homage watches already, so I'm not looking for putting something in my collection that is of that caliber, just because, I pretty much am fulfilled with that. But I know he's got a couple of unique pieces too in the Islander. I forget the name of a couple of the watches, but he's got some nice colorways in it. And Yeah, man. The Islander, and speaking to Mark and buying one directly is definitely on my radar for sure. Another company is what's the company's name? Somebody help me out. It's the one with the watermelon. How could I forget, man? When you pop on live and you're on the spot, you get brain farts. You know what I mean? Um, I forget the name, but you guys all know the watch. It's the watermelon watch and the pizza watch. Studio Underdog. How do I forget that name? Studio Underdog. Watching a bunch of videos on Studio Underdog and seeing where, he came up and got his inspiration, him being having the background in designing and him hitting a home run with that watermelon watch. And I really liked what Studio Underdog did, right? Because they came out with this really popular watch and they didn't just run with it. They didn't just come out with a million different SKUs for the same kind of design. Yes, he came out with a couple of more. He did a couple of limited runs, and stuff like that. So that was smart. But then they came out with the second tier, that not the second tier, but the second version of their line, and he continued to put that design factor in there and actually making it more of material, being stacked on each other rather than just trying to come out with another exciting dial and stuff like that. So big props to him already. I definitely want to grab a Studio Underdog, namely the pizza, because we're out here in New York and pizza, that's what it's, New York is known for their pizza, you know what I mean? So you can only get that watch if you go into the show in person. They give you a code to purchase that watch. So a little bit of it's a smart marketing strategy for that, I think, because it makes that watch a little bit more special. If somebody else is into watch collecting and into Studio Dog and into the independent brands, they know that you got that watch because you went in person. They know the story behind it, so it's almost like a niche within a niche, and I think that's really, really smart. Let me try to catch up on chat here. I love Mark because he doesn't BS about the fact that he's running. Exactly, Roland. Going back to the Islander, man, he's very authentic, I would say, man. And I met him. I had a couple of words with him at the last Wind Up Fair, and super down to earth in his content. Like you said, he doesn't try to sugarcoat anything. He really calls it as how it is, whether he's collabing with somebody or not. So definitely worth supporting somebody like that. And I just want to put like more of an original design if I do add to the collection with him, but Mark has moved away from homages. Check them out. Yeah, I did hear about that. I know I saw a couple of videos on the original designs that he came out with, and I know that they look spectacular. So I really hope that he brings like the full lineup of what he has that's away from, being a homage, so I could really talk to him in depth and just get that buyer experience. It's almost like you feel like you know him even though you don't, watching all the content. But I'm definitely looking to do that. Marcus Studio Underdog, yeah. Okay. Chicago pizza is better. Oh snap! Hey, listen, man. If you feel that way, you feel that way. If you really think Chicago pizza is better, now I don't know if Studio Dog would be into this, but I want to ask him, like, low key, if he'd be willing to do like a little bit of a customization for me. A little special edition, if you will. I doubt it, but it doesn't hurt to ask. Like, I don't like mushrooms on my pizza, and his pizza has, I think it's mushrooms, pepperoni, or I want to say watermelon. No, not watermelon. Excuse me. Pineapple. The pineapple pizza. I like bacon on mine. I like bacon and green peppers. So if he could, do a little something for me and make that happen, that'd be cool. I'll pay a couple extra coins for that. But if not, man, either way, I'd love to get the watch that he has exclusively for the shows, and that'd be really cool to meet these guys in person. Looking at Studio on the website, seems like everything is sold. Yeah, Rip. So he does very well, man. Studio Underdog is, he's not gonna be an underdog for long. I know he used that in the name because he felt like he was one coming into the watch game and everything else, but he's making waves and he's doing it very early on. Young man, very successful in his designs, obviously. And like I said, man, the only caveat I would say, and not to throw any shade or negativity rather, but I think he does a lot of like limited type of things with some of his watches. And I watched a couple people that want to put a Studio Underdog, like one. So his collection, especially like that first lineup that he did, is really like a collector's dream. Meaning, you can kind of collect every color. It's almost like the swatch, the moon swatch, right? Like everybody, there's some people out there that wanted to put every color in their collection. Now, with that being said, because some of those pieces were super limited, I think one of them he did only two pieces. It makes it a little bit harder for those kind of people that want to put one of every color in their collection. But it's nitpicking at that point. I would just say that I wouldn't go too crazy with that kind of flow of selling your watches, as far as like making everything so limited and stuff like that, because you never know. You may be closing a door on somebody who likes that particular design, and now you know how it is going on eBay or buying it, secondhand and everything else. Sometimes people take a lot of advantage to knowing that you can't get that watch. And again, I watched a video on a guy who had like 5 studio underdogs, and he actually bought his secondhand, but he got lucky because the guy, I think he didn't go too crazy in the markup for it. So let's go Knicks. Oh, brothers in the chat. Yo, bro, are the Knicks on right now? I know that, I think you said 3:30. So guys, this is going to be a short one. I just wanted to really just, hop on here and have some words with you guys and get you guys caught up. But just keep in mind that I will be getting out of here to catch on to that Knicks game that we got going on. I'm at my parents' house now, my brother and everything else. So check out when you are at wind up. Bro, Roland, man, dude, he's really saying. So check this out, Roland. What my plans are, and I don't know if this is gonna happen, and I'm hoping it does. I'm planning to go live at the Watch and Wine Fair, bro, and I'm already booked to go there for 3 days. I mean, I'm in New York, so I'm not taking a plane. I don't mean like I'm staying in a hotel, but I'm clearing the schedule to go there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. What I want to do is I want to go live one day, and I want to try to get each and every person at there and have a small conversation, see if they're willing to just talk about maybe like their newest, latest, and greatest and what they have coming out, what's the showstopper for this year and what the plans are. Regular Q&A, nothing too crazy. Just I want people who can't go to these shows really see what type of vibe it's about, see what watches were displayed, and get to see the conversations that I have with the owners or sales rep, whatever most of the time it's owners on independent brands, because they put their heart and soul into it, so they want to be there. But if they can't, they usually send a really strong rep. I know Chris Ward usually has Mike there, and he seems to be doing phenomenal for them, and he's great, personable person and everything else. So Roland, I want to go to everybody there live, do a quick Q&A, and then the next following days, I want to shoot content more of just like focusing on getting all the watches, so I can do like a regular, video, not live, do like a separate thing for that. And then the third day, I want to go there as an enthusiast, right? Because, if you're going there and you're worried about the camera, you're worried about if the mic is on, this, that, and the third, it could be distracting as far as just being there as an enthusiast as well. So I think on the third day that I go there, depending on how things go and how much I'm able to consume or how well we're able to progress with the content, I'm going to, yeah, man, I'm going to make myself available and, you know, really enjoy myself. Tip off in 18 minutes. Okay, guys, so I got about 20 minutes here before we wrap things up. I got a CCP watch. Rip CCCP watch last week. They got a number one of. Was that the one? Was that the watch that you were on the live with that you showed us? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's the watch that you're talking about. But that was kind of crazy that you had a one out of anything really. That's pretty cool that you got that, man. That's a nice feeling. That's the one thing that you do get out of limited editions. I just spoke about how Studio Underdog, I feel, needs to be, kind of selective on how much they do of it. Run your business how you want to, but just my opinion. But, when you get a watch, one of 300, and the company doesn't hold out on the one of whatever collection, then yeah, so it was that watch, right? Cool. And it's a phenomenal feeling. Like there's really, you're already excited to get a brand new watch, but then for it to be one out of whatever the number is, man, that's super, super exciting. So that's cool, Joe. That's awesome, man. So yeah, guys, that's my plans for the wind up fair. I mean, I touched upon some of this, before on my last live, but we're just vibing out. We're just talking and we're just going over what's what as far as that goes. And that's pretty much it, man. Focusing on doing reviews on watches. Again, I don't know if you guys missed it coming in, but I got the Casio AE 1200 that I did as a mod on wrist, and I'm gonna do some more modifications. Now, with this watch, so I got a brand new one sitting at home. It's actually on my desk where I do my mods, and I'm going to modify another one and I'm gonna record it. I want you guys to see what it takes to do the modifications and showing you guys all the tools necessary, all of the, all the things that you need to do the mod. And it's for a special somebody. I don't want to say yet, man. It's a young YouTuber, and I really want to inspire that, talking about, younger generation getting into the watch game and stuff like that. I know this one cat on YouTube and he just started making some videos. So I've got a modification that I want to record on that live for that Casio, which, a lot easier than doing it on a mechanical. The parts are a lot more forgiving with handling it. But I'm also going to do a recording for me modifying a mechanical watch, more so the hands. Quick story. I got one of my guys who bought one of my watches that I did as a modification, and I actually dropped the watch, shattered the glass and everything else. So that was a little bit of a whoops-a-daisy kind of moment. But ordering all brand new parts for him, starting from scratch, it's all good. And it kind of goes with me wanting to show how to do the modifications and everything else. So I'm not too mad at all, man. And that's going to be the second thing that I do. I'm going to do a modification, show you guys how to remove the hands off of a watch. Maybe I'll redo the dials and stuff like that just to work through that. But I got to see how that really works out. Yes, my Celtics are waiting for an opponent. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, now we Knicks over here, Rip. We're Knicks over here. That's what we're watching. Um, yeah, in addition to doing the AE 1200 modification that I'm going to show you guys, we're going to also do a mechanical watch, and we're going to do some hand swapping on there, whatever the case may be, so you guys can really see what goes on and what it takes to really do it. Not the most difficult thing in the world, to be honest with you, to modify a mechanical watch, but the biggest thing is patience, man. You got to have patience. There's no scenario where you're going to force something in on something that small and the parts being as fragile as they are. So, if you get frustrated when doing modifications, especially on mechanical, that's your point of taking a break. Like that means it's time to take a break because you're not forcing any pieces to go in there. So just be careful with that. But you guys will see what I mean when I release that video, and we'll talk about it in detail and everything else. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it, man. I got a couple of minutes left. If you guys want to chat about anything, let me know. But I just wanted to keep you guys posted, man. Staying busy, working on collaborations, and trying to focus on just doing the review videos, man. Breaking down some of the watches that I really do like enjoy, coming across, and stuff that I've been watching for years, so I could touch and feel. So, a lot of good things. But anyway, guys, so let me wrap things up. I hear a commotion going on, so we're probably getting ready for Go Rangers. Hey, yeah, man, Go Rangers. I'll vote for the Rangers too. Yeah. So, guys, remember, this is how we're signing off now. It started with a watch, man. No matter where you are in your collection, no matter what it is you like to put in your collection, it all started with a watch. Every kind of collector is welcome on this channel, and I implore you guys to continue on with your collecting, continue on with your hobby, and don't let anybody tell you anything different. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday, guys. I appreciate you guys for coming in on a Sunday, and if you're watching this in the playback, I do appreciate you guys too. Everybody who subscribed recently and everybody who's watching the constant consistently, big appreciation, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.